I have a confession I need to make. I recently bought a new camera, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, for shooting some professional videos for clients, as well as having a tiny camera to take with me on trips and possibly to use to start vlogging, like I did in my recent mid-year reset video. I haven't made videos in a while and was quite surprised to see myself, well, how do you put it nicely, looking older. When did this happen? I mean, it really sneaks up on you.
Look at me!
I know. We seem to be inside
I'm old!
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm like the Crypt Keeper!
Okay, that's enough.
I see myself every day in the mirror and don't quite notice the same quote-unquote flaws, for lack of a better term, that I noticed when I saw myself on camera. It was all I could think about for a week and felt my self-esteem take a nosedive. After that, I did something that surprised even me. But first, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya. I'm a professional video editor and videographer, and on this channel, I make videos about life philosophy, travel, and content creation. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It really helps out, and hit the bell to get notified of future videos. So let's get on to today's topic, how we can learn to age gracefully. The same week I saw myself on camera, I was at the grocery store when a man behind me in line said to me, "Oh my God, do you know who you look like?" I was prepared for one particular actress who I've been compared to a lot in the past, that I wasn't excited to be compared to, but this was someone different, and someone I found equally not attractive. He loudly went on and on about how much I resembled her. I made a mental note that I should never, ever tell someone they look like someone famous in case it's not someone they want to be compared to. But in real life, people are gonna say what they say, and there's no hiding behind filters unless someday they come out with something like contacts where everyone wears them and it's a filter which makes everyone look like a glamorous model. But here's where I hit my low. I went home and I immediately started researching different treatments that I could do, like fillers and Botox and light therapy and chemical peels. Anything I could do to reverse the signs of aging. I stumbled upon one treatment, all therapy, and actually made an appointment for a consultation. Then I started researching the treatment to learn more about the pros and cons. I watched some YouTube videos on this subject, and there was one woman who had a bunch of treatments done, including all therapy, and gave her honest opinion. She said they recommended 2 treatments for her at the cost of around $4,000 each. And she said she didn't even notice a difference. It's funny that in the past, talking about getting work done used to be discussions that people had behind closed doors. Nowadays, it's as common of a subject as talking about what you had for dinner. Most of my friends have had something done, including Botox, facial fillers, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and hair extensions. I'm in no way judging anyone for getting anything done because it's their money, their face, their body, and their life. If a little nudge in the beauty department gives you that extra confidence boost to tackle the world and the treatment is within your budget, then by all means. I color my hair, use teeth whitening, get pedicures, and get regular haircuts, to name a few. But for me, hearing that I could be spending upwards of $8,000 on treatments was really the kick in the pants I needed to cancel the consultation and really examine what I could work on that was not only effective, but last longer and cost virtually nothing. And that is changing my thoughts about myself, aging, and beauty. Thought 1. Aging is a privilege. Not everyone gets the privilege of getting to grow old. No matter what age I am currently, I'm 53 as of filming this, some people never made it to that age. On top of that, to feel good in health, which, knock on wood, I do. If all I can think about is what I look like and analyze every flaw, I'm spitting in the face of the good fortune I have to still be walking around on this floating, pretty blue planet, and all the opportunities I have to create a good life for myself. There is almost no getting around lines on your face and gravity if you've put in the time on this earth. Those lines tell your story. Of course, if I could go back, I'd tell 20-something Tanya to stay out of the sun more, but try telling a 20-something anything. I probably still would have worked on my summer glow because it made me feel good at the moment. And all we cared about back then was that moment. We think we'll be young forever, but it's crazy how time flies. And I'm sure back then I was analyzing something else on my face or body I didn't like, not knowing that at that moment I was as young as I was ever going to be and hadn't even seen the first signs of aging yet. Thought 2. Being unhappy or negative makes you unattractive no matter how conventionally pretty you are. Okay, I'm sure there's a supermodel out there who still feels unattractive who's getting on the cover of Vogue. But for the rest of us, having a lack of confidence and/or being a negative human being can make us unattractive. Picture 2 old ladies. One yells at all the neighborhood kids. Ask her how she's doing and she will list off all that is wrong with the world. You know, kids these days. She balks at the Girl Scouts trying to sell her cookies, walks around with a scowl on her face, and has held long-standing grudges with different friends and family members. Maybe she's conventionally attractive, but she constantly still feels bad about herself or keeps on finding more flaws with herself and other people.
Get off my lawn.
The other lady has a warm smile. She has wrinkles, but she has this demeanor about her that is soft, open, and welcoming. The neighborhood kids love her, especially when she makes them cookies, and they warmly refer to her as Auntie Insert Name. She participates in a lot of local activities, hosts dinner parties for her close friends, volunteers, laughs a lot, is open-minded, loves hearing about the new ideas kids these days have, and continues to learn new things. Now, which one is more attractive? At some point, looks will fade on everyone, again, if we are lucky enough to age, but it's so important to cultivate that inner beauty, and that's something you can control. When I get older, my hope is to be like Betty White or this lady from The Wedding Singer.
Hip hop, a hip it to the hip hop. You don't stop the rock to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie the beat.
Thought 3. Leaning into what you can control, letting go of what you can't. I'm never going to be any taller than 5'4". Well, maybe 5'3". No amount of wishing or some medieval torture device is going to make me any taller, so why would I bother worrying about it? But there are some things I can control. I can control the food I eat, the water I drink, the sunscreen I wear, looking put together in a way that vibes with my sense of style and flatters my figure, doing makeup that accentuates the features I do like about myself, and here's a big one. Not speaking about myself in a self-deprecating way that calls attention to my flaws. Nothing is more awkward than when you're with a group of people and someone calls out their flaw out loud and everyone just gets really, really uncomfortable. I'm guilty about doing this in the past, so it's something I'm working on. The truth is, no one is thinking about you as much as you are. So if you don't bring things up, most people probably don't notice your flaws as much as you do. But as soon as you do, you are not only making people pay attention to it, but you've also made them feel very uncomfortable in the process. Thought 4. Humans are meant to have expressions on their faces, including wrinkles and lines. Human emotions are how we connect, and facial expressions are a universal language. There are studies that show no matter what verbal language is spoken, certain expressions are innate all over the world, whether you are from a big city or are born and raised in a remote village. Expressions like sadness, happiness, and surprise are a few of those expressions. We read each other through these emotions, which is why we can usually tell when a person is fake smiling versus real smiling, also called Duchenne smiling. If we hide our facial emotions behind a plastic demeanor, we've lost some ability to communicate our true selves. I think of Nicole Kidman in those movie ads. We were all slightly creeped out by it, but we weren't exactly sure why. It's probably the uncanny valley theory where when we see robotic, expressionless people, we start to feel uneasy or freaked out. Thought 5. If you're not okay with me and what I look like, you're not my people. I say this with a little caution. Yes, I think there is a line one can cross where letting themselves go is potentially a health risk, but I'm not talking about extreme cases like that. I also want to mention that unfortunately, there is such a thing as pretty privilege. There are numerous articles out there linked to studies that show more conventionally attractive people, and I'm going to throw in younger as well, get hired more and have higher salaries. There are even TikTok algorithms that apparently push out content of people who are conventionally more attractive. I'm not on TikTok because I don't need another social media distraction, but if you want to find out more about that, I suggest watching a video I linked below from Zoe Unlimited. Anyway, being beautiful goes along with privilege as it costs a lot of money for a nice wardrobe, hair, skin, and nail maintenance, boutique gyms, dental work, and beauty products and makeup to name a few. And of course, cosmetic procedures and treatments. It sort of goes along with that current meme that's floating around out there which says, you're not ugly, you're just broke. But going back to focusing on what I can control, if I do those things with the means I have and healthy sensibility, I'm going to be okay with the results. And if someone doesn't choose me for some other reason out of my control or means, then so be it. My people are out there, and that rejection is just a redirection of moving towards the better path, better jobs, and better people, if we are talking about, say, dating and friendships. Going back to the $8,000, I thought about what value other than all therapy that money could bring me. To me, that's at least 2 fabulous international trips where I could collect incredible memories and experiences. It's classes, workshops, and other experiences that could enrich my life daily for years to come. Or it's simply just leaving it in my financial accounts to bring me peace of mind. To me, that's just money better spent.
Thanks so much for watching this video. I'm curious to know how you feel about beauty and aging, so leave them in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get notified about future videos, and I will see you next time.